It's a meepo.
It is a meepo.
Jacob called it.
It was pretty obvious. I'm disappointed in the
Daniel
analysts.
didn't get it,
Yeah, I mean, well, I'm not there, so...
Jacob's humble like that. Oh, it was obvious, guys. I'm
What
not
are you
that
gonna
good. Yeah, he called the meepo. I mean, the lineup looks pretty good from OG. Meepo definitely beats a lot of these heroes.
I mean, and looking kind of the other draft, would you agree kind of with the panel sentiment, Malk? Is OG's the superior drafter, or is there the potential for this Huskar Dazzle to just trash OG?
I think Liquid's gonna have an issue dealing with both the Timbersaw and the meepo. Austin thought that Huskar would be good against the meepo, but I don't quite agree with that.
No, it's not necessarily that it's good against meepo. I just wasn't really sure if that was going to be the last pick for OG. I just thought they would go more standard, just like a solid physical damage hero, like the Sven.
But it's OG.
It is OG.
Nothing is normal about these guys.
They always have that. It's funny because we haven't really seen too much of it at like the Manila Major, but you have to remember that this team does have all these like heroes in their back pocket that they can pull out at any point in time.
It's actually interesting that they have both the Wisp and the Earth Spirit, so Fly is now playing the Earth Spirit. Normally that's a crit stable.
That is true, yeah. It's to be interesting to see the Fly, yes. Oh, here by the top range spot. You see a kick off already. Fly leading in onto Mind Control. The stun here coming back in return, but Mind Control falling low. OG look to take the first blood, and they will. No tail on the meepo, getting himself the first kill of the game. And the rest of Liquid scattering themselves back towards the mid. But a great start here for OG, and getting first blood on your carry, that's exactly how you want to be beginning the game.
Yeah, that's pretty terrible. The meepo being able to get first blood, that's going to speed him up. They already don't have a lane that's really going to be able to contest him too much. He should be able to completely free farm. Nyx Assassin can only do so much. I think they thought because there was the Wisp and Earth Spirit that they can go a little greedy with their offlaner Nyx. I don't know, it feels really experimental, the fact that they fourth picked the Nyx Assassin, because we were sitting here talking about like they definitely need a defensive hero for that Huskar. So the Nyx Assassin support, which is what Liquid would normally run, was kind of questionable. So instead they're doing it off lane, and that just feels really experimental from Kuro.
Yeah, and on top of that, they commit the Dazzle to trying to help him out. I don't think that's the play here.
Well, again, Fly rolling onto Mind Control. Get the stun only onto the Earth Spirit. No tail and crit. Getting the harassment in. And indeed, this dual lane combination is there, so they'll start to punch back at Fly.
I think it's okay, because they can't just keep their two support. Like, these aren't like ganking supports necessarily. Phoenix is okay, but you really need some sort of stunning hero to set up a gank on mid. So in that case, if you have two defensive style heroes that can't actually do all that much roaming onto mid, it's much better to separate into dual lanes, especially since Huskar can solo zone out the Batrider half the time. So Phoenix is just left to pull and try and be as efficient as possible, and Dazzle doesn't really have anything else to do, so he tries and enables Mind Control, who's a hero that can't jump.
A Moon in a bit of trouble here. Sunray and the Spear stacking up. Moon, he's going to try and look for a deny, but it's not going to happen. Liquid finding themselves a kill onto the Batrider, and as you said, just the fact that they've got this Huskar, it's a hard lane for Moon to lane in, because the damage output is pretty insane between the two of these heroes.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, especially because he doesn't have Firefly, so it's a lot of damage over time, and the second he's caught out of position, which he were there because he tried to pull the wave, it's just impossible for him to get away, so he's gonna have a bit of a hard time until... Well, he's got level 2 now, so he's probably fine.
What's great is the two supports of OG are locked up in this top lane because they're facing a Nyx Assassin and Dazzle, so it's not even like they're stacking overly much for Moonmeander to fall back on. Eventually you'll see that Wisp starts abusing the dire jungle and getting some double or triple stacks in, but it's, for the time being, there isn't that fallback for Moon.
Mid lane at the moment, Meracle still winning laning on the timber top. Gonna go in onto Mind Control. They've got the setup with the net. We'll see if they can finish this one off. Fly, look for the body block. No tail as well with the micro. Block it up, the Nyx Assassin, and OG will take it. No tail. Tower hits aren't going to be able to bring him down. He will get away as well. Really clean play there from the side of OG.
Yeah, if only they had level 2 on Dazzle. Once they have that Shallow Grave, the fight becomes a whole lot more difficult for them to actively initiate on the Nyx Assassin. But they managed to kill him before that's up. No Tail almost dies there as the early Shadow Wave comes out from Kuro, trying to pop that carry.
Yeah, if Mind Control had been in position just a second earlier, they could have actually popped that kill.
at the moment. Farm still going to go from the Timberman on the safe lane for Liquid, 17 for 5. And as we can see on the top lane, Noto getting a lot of denies in as well, so trying to shut down what Liquid can find. And with this duel in that they are running. And again, looking for the net, not going to find it. Fly, he will connect onto it the slow. They don't have a follow up, so I won't pursue that kill. It's going to be a tricky one for sure. And already on the bottom lane, looks like Moon, he's left the lane, and of course it's just going to give Timberman a lot of space. So this Huskar is going to get the start that he wants. It's just going to be a question of when are they going to be able to start fighting as a 5 Liquid and using the Huskar to his full potential.
Yeah, it's not really a question about the Huskar, right? Because like Huskar will always do well in the laning phase. It's whether or not the Nyx Assassin is enabled enough for him to have an impact. Nyx Assassin is a pretty questionable hero right now, just because while he's gotten some small buffs up, it just doesn't seem enough for him to really be able to control the game.
Mind control.
They're really trying for this one. They might get it.
It's bringing Notel low with the heal on the Sunray as well. Notel, he's got to get himself out. With the eye heal, he's going to be able to get just away. Fly won't be as lucky now with the rotation with Jerax. They may be able to find more good stuff from Mind Control. Catching out Crit. Notel, Crit's going to go down. Can they get the Meepo as well? He's stuck in the tree line. Mind Control looking for the block off. They're going to be able to get the third. Just cleaning up this lane here. Great play and great rotation there from Jerax.
Oh yeah, definitely Jerax the winner of this little skirmish. That rotation coming in at just the right time, blocking as Austin was saying, the Earth Spirit, and then picking up the next 2 kills.
That was just pure outfight there by Liquid, which is kind of uncommon to say. Like most of the time, OG are the ones outfighting their opponents, but Liquid just a little bit that surprised with the Phoenix rotation. And again, that's just kind of what a Huskar enables you to do. It's a free lane. Very few offlaners are going to be able to challenge a Huskar, so your supports are kind of free to roam around and do what they need to. And while ganking up the mid lane isn't an option, and nice scan there, scouting out the Meracle rotation. Still going to lose some of their stack, but much better than Fada dying.
Absolutely, especially with Fly around the corner. South needs to be careful. Meracle trying to lead in, but Jerax, he's there on the return, and now Meracle may have dove a little bit deep. Got incredibly aggressive here, OG. Fada being chased down by Fly. We'll see if they are able to finish this one off. Meracle still got the mana. It's going to change forward. Again, missing the chakram though. Fada, he's going to look for the deny. Can he actually get it? It doesn't need to. Kuroki keeps him alive, but now OG, they're being punished. But Timberman jumps in onto one Fly, trying to roll himself away. But OG with this very deep aggressive play, just getting punished by Liquid's rotations.
And Fly, while he may not die, he's completely out of the game for the next like minute and a half. He's gonna have to like kill himself on neutrals, but it's a Dark Troll summoner, so it's gonna be really slow. Plus he's kind of scared of someone popping out and getting the last hit instead. For example, Kuro here does see him, but he dropped the aggro.
Oh, he's done it. Fly, he manages to play his way around that.
It still works though, because they now know that that ward is there.
Yeah.
So, like everything that OG tried to do with that kind of rotation, it's a rotation they do a lot, particularly against a hero like Alchemist. You have a lot of incentive to try and pressure him early. Liquid just very clearly was ready for that.
Pretty uncharacteristic of Meracle missing those 2 chakrams when he went on the Alchemist. An Alchemist without boots, mind you. So we talked about yesterday how he was, or I considered him the best player in the world currently. So seeing these sort of misplays or miscalculations of where the enemy is going to go is not something we're used to seeing.
Yeah, don't worry about it, Jake. I think you could definitely speak for a lot of other people when it comes to him being the best player in the world.
Yeah. One thing that speaks for that, though, is if we look at the stats on the middle lane, Meracle has completely dominated that lane and forced Fada to go into the jungle. All of Fada's last hits are actually from neutrals, more or less.
There is Notel, finds himself an invis, makes use of it straight away to pick off the Timberman with the help of Flying Moon. Play here from the Meepo to set it up. Meanwhile, top lane, though, Jerax and Mind Control look for the counter play, and they will be able to take down Crit on the Aya.
And taking advantage of an invis rune picked up by No-Tail. Pretty lucky pickup. The turnaround at top lane means very little, but they are getting Mind Control space to get his level 6 and 7, and maybe he can start having an impact. Like, he's going to be one of the better heroes to shut down No-Tail and prevent him from getting that full progression to max Meepos and Blink Dagger.
I mean, at this point of the game, I mean, Malk, if you are the side of Liquid, are you feeling that this game's on any kind of timer, or because you've got the Alchemist, are you always going to be safe if it kind of draws to a more passive kind of phase of the game?
No, I think Liquid thinks this is in the bag if they go into the late game.
Yeah.
They have both the Alchemist and the Huskar, 2 incredibly tanky heroes to deal with, so if they manage to kill off the Meepo, all they really need to do is make sure the Timber Saw doesn't kill them in the process. But we have seen Meracle being able to deliver these top-notch performances where he can make everything from 3 to 5 kills on his own.
Yeah, even after he's been like shut down in the mid lane. Obviously that didn't happen this game, but he didn't have the best time that he should have. His rotations kind of bunked out. So we can still see Meracle make the comeback on his Timber Saw. It's obviously a huge counter to heroes like Huskar as well as the Alchemist. I can imagine that Liquid knew that was going to be a pickup, and maybe this is where the Nyx Assassin kind of comes into play. They really protected the Nyx Assassin's farm, and it's very key because he's the best hero that they have versus both Meepo as well as Timber.
And at the same time, they have 2 armlets up on their cores now, so yeah. They're gonna... OG's gonna have a really hard time killing them, especially when there's a Grave from the Dazzle and he's just sitting behind one of them and can TP to the other.
Yeah, let's not forget Sunray as well, right? You've got these high HP heroes and that percentage-based heal gonna be particularly effective. Vada, like how he sticks around, he sees Meracle coming and he's like, nope, I'm high enough HP, you can't actually burst me down, plus I've got the Phoenix here.
Meracle keeps coming over just to disrupt this kind of juggling. In fact, Jax needs to be careful. Huge amounts of burst. Meanwhile, Tolling Mind Control gets himself a little bit dead, but Meracle plays around the town, so getting the kill on Jerax. Let's see if they can do anything else. Loda has now lost the ultimate, trying for the armlet toggling. It's going to keep him alive. Miracle's still playing around. He's only got a little bit of mana left, and Meracle actually going to go down here by the looks of it.
He has 0 chill. Someone needs to die.
What's going on? Like, Jerax challenges the Timber Saw like that, and then also doesn't get Supernova off when he can see the chain is coming to him, like a very clear misplay, and then Meracle also getting way too greedy, going for Vada there.
Fully charged concoction straight onto Moon. He's going to try for the TP away. Is he going to make it? No. Too much damage for the Sunray.
All right then.
This is a weird game.
It's early, boys.
Mind Control's already used his Vendetta, so he has to try and TP escape. That's obviously not going to work unless he has both Meepos.
Yeah, this man, he's looking to be a dead man. Spike Carapace, though, will find time in that case, but Kuroki turns up. And Mind Control actually looking to come back in potentially, but OG, they're coming in with the TPs. He's got to be careful. Matumaman is here as well. They're looking to fight Liquid. They'll jump in straight away. Looking to take no tail out. They'll find it, but at the same time, Matumaman, the Graves in time. Matumaman's going to be able to live, and they're looking for more. Some from like Charlotte to Crit, they'll find themselves a double kill.
Oh, beautiful Mind Control.
He's going to go down as well. A huge heal more from Kuroki. What a bit of team play there from Liquid. Absolutely brilliant. 4 kills. They'll get a tower as well. Perfect execution.
Yeah, you can see why the Nyx Assassin is so good against these heroes, right? The Meepo can't actually get his big burst of damage because it's really easy. You just telegraph this big poof, and Mind Control will always spike carapace that. And same goes with the Timber Chain in and out. Like, you always have this really disruptive force against the Timber Saw that slows down his combinations. Plus, things like Mana Burn are going to come into play later on. That'll be really effective against him too.
Yeah, it's really just Liquid with the timing, the team play, the decision making, playing a lot better than OG here early in the morning. I don't know if they got the wrong foot out of the bed or what happened, but we've seen a lot of misplays, and also whenever they seem to play aggressive, they get punished so fast by Liquid, who just TPs on that tower and backs each other up.
Yeah, the more I see this, like, when it first showed up in the draft, I was like, Nyx Assassin, like, oh, you need a defensive support, because, you know, we were talking about Liquid, run it as a support sometimes, but the more I think about it as the offlane core, the more I'm seeing it in this game, the more I like it. I think it was actually very smart by Kuro. If he knew, like, Timber Saw was going to be picked up, and maybe he didn't know the Meepo was going to be grabbed, but it just happens to work out against that hero as well.
OG, looking for a smoke into the jungle here.
Nice.
Jerax, not going to be able to get the silence out from Fly quick enough. So Jerax escapes, and it's going to be a failed gank from OG. I'll see if they can find anything else. Jerax still hanging around. Liquid are reacting to this, making the movement towards their own jungle. But OG, they back themselves back off towards the lane. And yeah, 12 for 4 at the moment. The farm, it's looking incredibly good for Liquid. You've got the Timberman 1.5k ahead of No Tail. And of course already this Alchemist that we did see in the start struggling, of course, 1v1 against the Timber, but the jungling, the participation in fights has put Fada at clear, you know, nearly 4k ahead of Miracle's Timber.
Yeah, Relic by 12 minutes. So after Armlet, that's a great timing, particularly since he had a bad matchup. Vada, I think, played it really well. It's kind of simple, but he neutraled just very early on, and that kind of allowed him to not be completely shut out by Timber Saw.
And Blitz was talking about this yesterday, how creep kills and laning phase really doesn't matter all that much. All that matters is team fight. Team fight, team fight, team fight. If you win the team fight, you win the game. And that's, Liquid is displaying a clear example of that, because they lost the middle lane pretty hard. And for the most part, they lost the top lane as well until that rotation came from Jerax. So the fact that they're fighting these fights so well and taking these skirmishes that keep falling out in their favor is just what's really putting them ahead in this game. And they're so far ahead now. They have 2 towers down. They're even leading in creep score now. And of course, having won all these fights, they have a significant lead against OG.
They'll take this mid-tier 1 tower, it seems, without contest from OG. They feel so bad about the way the game is going that they're going to give up one of the most important towers in the game. They even have the Blink Dagger that they just got from Movie Ender. I was going to say maybe that's an opportunity for them to win a fight, but I think it's just No-Tail's not ready. So he only has his Boots of Travel, not even close to the Ags or Blink Dagger. And obviously Meracle still needs more farm. Timbersaw is not the fastest hero in the game. He is very mobile, but his tempo of the game is much more based around 35 minutes, where he has Bloodstone and some extra mana sustain.
Mind control. Let's see what he can find. He's going to spot out No-Tail. Croaky there as well with the backup. No-Tail, see how he plays his way out of this one. It's going to be fine. Throws out the net, goes for the quick TP, and the rest of the Meepos to follow. So we'll avoid that gank. But here we have into the 14.5 minute Radiance now completed on Father's Alchemist. It certainly feels like the game is going exactly as Liquid hoped to with their draft at the moment.
Yeah. I think Mind Control, I'd like to see him pick up a Blink Dagger with this gold that he has, because at that point in time, you are also a good counter to the Bat Rider, where you can blink into fire and toss spikes your face.
Man, they're going to try to jump in on the Husker, but immediately the Supernova and OG just don't have the heroes around to take it, so Mood, he's going to burn down. And at the same time, Meracle tries to come in, but the Spike Carapace is there. They hold him in place. They'll lose the Timbersaw as well. And OG, just mistake after mistake. And Liquid, they're punishing it incredibly hard every time. They're always there.
OG seems shook. Like, they go for that initiation, but Meracle isn't in a position to immediately pounce on it. And if it's just Moon plus an Earth Spirit, they'll never kill Huskar, right? They need the pure damage of the Timbersaw to come into play. And then Meracle, of course, you know, he kind of gets baited into Whirling Death, Mind Control, and secretly Spike Carapace.
Fly rolling in, looking to go aggressive on Mind Control, possibly Magnetize, but immediately they just turn and kill Fly. The Magnetize bringing them low, will find the kill onto the Nyx Assassin. They'll move back into the pit, though, buy back from Fly. But it's already too late. Liquid finish off Roach. Matuma picks up the Aegis. I mean, Fly throwing in his life there for the Nyx Assassin kill, but then having to buy back, it doesn't feel like it's necessarily worth it.
No, that buyback definitely wasn't worth it. And I can't help but feel that Meracle is probably overestimating his own capabilities. I know he's had some of these amazing games of the Alchemist, but he's died 3 times now where I've been questioning why. Why was he in that position, or why did he play it that aggressively? So it's not the OG we're used to seeing. They're playing even more aggressive.
I mean, it really feels like just the amount of farm that these heroes have got. It's so low. Look at Meracle. Look how close he is just to his own Bat Ride, and he's only like 500 ahead of Jerax and Phoenix. I mean, it's not normal that we see Meracle in a position like this 16 minutes in where he's not miles ahead of the pack.
Yeah, certainly. He's always top 3. He's never middle, as you say. And this is definitely going to be throwing OG a bit off. They now have to play a much slower game. I think they're going to start realizing that their aggression isn't paying out, so they've got to play a little bit more slower of a game and wait for the Meepo to come online, and then they can try and hit hard with him. But split push and pick-offs, that's the name of the game for OG, while Liquid are clearly going to take more control of the map than OG will be able to, and they're probably going to take more objectives too.
But you can see Liquid prepping for the late game already. They realize that the only thing OG can do right now with the lead that Liquid has is split pushing. So Mind Control, instead of picking up that early Blink Dagger, picks up a Midas.
Radiant structures are fortified.
And here we have, I mean, at this point as well, with the strength that Liquid have, they can just do this. Power down lane, knock off the tier 2s, and unlike with OG, you're going to want to look to react to it. At the moment, OG themselves on Liquid's half of the map, still trying to look for this tier 1 mid butter. Picking up the concoction, won't be able to quite get it off. Meracle keeps himself out of harm's way this time. But they'll finish off the tower up top, another tower into the pockets of Liquid, and the gold lead's just going to continue.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
The only hero Liquid really has to deal with the split push is the Nyx Assassin. He's that Blink Dagger and be on position whenever Meepo or Wisp tries to split push, or Alchemist for that, or not Alchemist, the Timbersaw.
Well, when it comes to killing the split pushers, but they do have like an Alchemist with the Boots of Travel.
Oh
He
yeah, they can push
stop
out the lanes. But yeah, definitely.
And in that regard, that's all Liquid need to do, right? Like you said, they're already prepping for late game. They don't have to worry about like, oh god, we got to keep this Meepo down. I think they're just gonna be fine with the status quo, where as long as they make sure that no objectives are given away, and they control the map, and you know they get the next Roshan as well, they're just gonna build more and more of a gold advantage thanks to Alchemist, what he provides to you.
Yeah, with the Huskar and Alchemist living through these combos from Meepo and the Timbersaw, I think they're by far the stronger team late game.
On the Timbersaw getting caught out here, and I mean this massive amounts of burst once the armor starts ticking down and Croaky comes with a heal bomb.
Yeah, what do you do as Timbersaw? You literally can't escape that, right? Because your escape mechanism is stopped by Spike Carapace. So, like in this situation like that, you just have to waddle your way out. Even if he did have an extra 1,000 HP, you still wouldn't live because you just have to walk away somehow.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
There we have it. I mean, 19 minutes in, Liquid powering down onto the tier 3s of OG. And you've got to kind of ask yourself, what do OG do to stop this kind of push at this early stage of the game?
Well, they've got to... I mean, they're really close to having, like, Blink Dagger or No Tail. That changes the game pretty dramatically, where they have this big burst damage, but it sucks that they're going to lose a lane tracks before that.
Trying to jump onto the Superman, but the Superman jumps straight back in onto No Tail. They've lost the Meepo. Coming in with the Superman on the backlines as well, and OG, they can't take it down. They'll lose the second and third. A buyback from No Tail, but Liquid are absolutely crushing OG this game. OG needs something bigger. No Tail. It's going to be a dieback. Stunned up, taken down, moon.
That's it, game over.
GG, what a performance from Liquid in a series that I think a lot of people would have expected to be incredibly close. But game one coming into this, Liquid, they're just on another level today.
Yeah, if you didn't know the history between these two teams, you would definitely think that Liquid was the much stronger team after this performance. From both teams, that is. OG didn't play as convincingly as we've seen them in the past, and of course Liquid stepping up the team play. Jirax especially breaking the back of OG in the early game.